So how does a title company do the research? How do they find out what's could be attached to the title, what, liens and such? How
Mhm.
do they figure that out?
Okay. So we have many programs that we can search people's names, social security number, and address and find out all the information there is to know about that property. We've come a long way. Back in the day, there were books that they used. And I'm going back hundreds of years where somebody would sign over interest of a property to somebody else and it was kept in this book. And then from there, it went to microfiche and microfilm. And I was in the business, which is sad to say, when we were using microfilm and microfiche. And we didn't have computers back then. And so we would take pictures, images of microfiche and film, which were copies of documents that were recorded at the county, at the assessor's office. And so that's how we kind of put it together. Now we've got these programs that we're running the names, socials, everything to make sure. We also have paperwork that we send out to the owner for them to sign called a statement of identity. And it will list multiple things about them, where they've lived and items like that. So we can make sure we've got the right person because, sometimes people have the same name and we have to determine, which person that is.
And when you run these they're called name runs, right? The
Mhm.
slang. When you run that, it'll show if they've got these liens against them, and that's your job to investigate it because you're title insurance. You're insuring title. You're the buyer or borrower is paying you money to guarantee that you're getting clean title and that you'll be able to secure loans against it, sell it later. I've noticed that during some out-of-state transactions, some states use attorneys instead of escrow companies. How come they do that? And what's the advantage of using an escrow company instead of an attorney?
So there are some states that are attorney driven. They still will require title insurance. So they would still use my company to actually put together the transaction and insure the transaction. It's more expensive to be working with an attorney versus an escrow company. What we charge for an escrow is probably about a quarter of the cost. Over the years, companies have been put together that could save the client money to do a transaction. A normal escrow fee on a property around 500,000 might be about $1,200, where an attorney would charge probably triple that to do the transaction.
And there are some cases even in California where attorneys they can still handle the escrow. It's just going to cost more. There's no requirement that they have to use an escrow company.
That's correct. I don't hear of it happening too often. So because of the cost, I'm sure.